Hi folks, Irene here from Green Road Gardens in South County Wexford. Well, we've had every kind of a weather conceivable here today, from hailstones to sunshine, and the skies are blue at the moment, so I said I'd skip out between the showers and I'm going to show you how to sow leeks today. Now, leeks are sown in a very unusual way, so this I think is an important one for you to watch. I have some plants here that I'm going to plant out now. The ones here in the tray, they were ones I bought, and they're a little bit ahead of the ones that I've planted here myself. So I'm going to leave those ones there or two, and I'm going to plant these out now this evening. So I've hardened them off. They've been in and out for the last week, and you take them out of the tray, and there's generally, if you look here, there's 3 or 4 in a module. Now, some people plant them out as a clump, but to be honest with you, I think they do better if you plant them out singly. So there's an important thing to understand about leeks when you're planting them. If you were just to plant them to the depth that they were in the tray, there's only that much below the soil. And for you to get that long white shaft on them, which is the bit that you eat, like generally we cut off the green bit at the top. So you want a long white shaft on these. So how you get that is by dropping them down into a hole and burying them deeply. So that's how you sow leeks. I've taken these out and I've singled them out, and just to prepare them for planting, I would cut off some of that root, any of the root that's straggly, so it'll fit down in the hole easily. So I'll do it. And if the tops were very leafy, I would cut a little bit of that back as well. Now, these little ones here at the end, they're a little bit small at the moment, so I'll put those back into a pot or into a bed out here in the garden and let them come on a bit before I transplant them into the leek bed. Now, the tool that you need for planting leeks is called a dibber. So this is a very nice dibber that I got somebody turned for me on a lathe. And this one here is basically a broken shovel handle. And actually I prefer this one because you're able to put more pressure down on the handle. And you know, if you're sewing a lot of them with this tool, your hand gets sore. But basically you're using anything that'll make a hole for you. So any kind of a stick will do. And the soil has to be at the right dampness. If you see here now, I'm just pushing down that like that, and I'm making a hole there. Do you see that? So the hole has stayed. If the soil was too dry, all of the bits here around the edges start to fall into the hole, and you don't want that. So you just have to test the soil for dampness, and if it's not damp enough, then you dampen it a bit. So you go along, and I'm just using my hoe handle here as a guide for a straight line, and then I'm just pushing this down. I'll actually get my other one here. And the thing about using the handle of this shovel is it's a bit fatter as well. So you just wriggle it around like that to make the hole, and the space that you put between them will determine how big they get when when the plant is finished growing. So basically what you do then is you drop your plant down in the hole. So there's only a little tiny bit of it peeping above the hole. So that means, like, I'll just take this out again. So like the dibber has gone down that much. So if I bring that up and show you, that means I'm going to get that length of a white shaft on the leek. So drop it down in the hole like that. And then the important thing is not to be tempted to fill the soil back in around it, because if you fill the soil back in around that, you're going to choke the plant. So what you do is you get a watering can or a hose, and you just carefully pour in some water. And by doing that, what it does, see the way I'm filling the hole right up to the top? There'll be enough soil doing that, knocked in around the roots to bury the roots. And eventually what happens is the hole does fill in. You know, just from rainfall and what have you, the leak fills out and the hole fills in. So I sometimes go along and maybe do that 2 or 3 times, filling the hole. But what it does is it knocks enough soil in to cover the roots, but not so much soil that it'll smother the plant. So that's a kind of a peculiar way to plant anything, but it's an important thing to know. So I don't know if any of you have planted leeks before, or I'd be interested to hear your stories about leeks. And yeah, that's it for today. I'm thinking that maybe I might do a little tour of the tunnel tomorrow, or the outside veg plot, just to let you see how things are progressing, because it's all very well showing you all these things, but it'd be nice to see what happens when they grow a bit. So I'll probably do that tomorrow or the next day. So in the meantime, go green, stay clean and keep gardening. Bye from Green Road Gardens.